What is up, guys? Randomodium here. We're going to be watching SKT versus Rox Tigers. This is Game 1, semifinals, 2016 World Championships. And a lot of people feel like whoever wins this matchup in the semifinals is probably going to win Worlds. SKT and Rox Tigers are considered to be probably the top two teams in the world right now. Getting right into pick and ban phase. Rox Tiger bans out the Rise, Ezreal, and Syndra, and SKT bans out Nidalee, Aurelion Sol, and we'll wait on the final ban. I definitely like Rox's bans. They're trying to target ban Faker, and then bang on Ezreal is just fantastic, so that makes perfect sense. SKT getting rid of the Nidalee so that way Peanut can't play it. I definitely like that, especially since Rox Tigers is on blue side. And then the Jace, the final ban, I definitely like that as well because Smeb is probably the best player in the world right now. And Jace has just been absolutely dominating. Odo Omne did a fantastic job on Jace recently, and there's just a lot of really good Jace players in this tournament right now. Rox Tigers goes for the Caitlyn first pick. That's very surprising that they're putting such a high priority on the Caitlyn. SKT goes for the Zyra and the Olaf, which is also a bit surprising that they prioritize the Zyra and the Olaf that highly. Um, hmm. Now I'm really interested to see what they're going to go for in the mid lane. If they're going to go for something like Cassiopeia, or if they're going to try and do something like a Zillion to speed up the Olaf. Rox Tigers picks up Elise and Poppy. So that's interesting. They're going to put Smeb on a tank. So, all right. I definitely think that they should have probably saved their top lane for the last rotation because SKT does a counter pick in the Trundle, so Trundle top lane for Duke, and then Bang picks up his Ashe. So far I feel like SKT is getting the better of the draft. Last picks for Rox Tigers is going to be Victor and Karma. That makes sense. That's a good final two picks to round things out. But I don't know why they couldn't have picked the Karma in the previous rotation and then forced SKT to show either their top lane or their mid lane, and that way they could have counterpicked one or the other. And Faker goes on to the Orianna. So, okay, that's interesting. They're going to be relying upon the Ashe arrow for engage. Because the Olaf, I mean, he can run people down, but I mean, they've got so much disengage with the Poppy, the Elise, the Karma, the Caitlyn traps, the Victor W. It's really going to be reliant on Ashe landing an arrow and then following it up with the Orianna ult and the Zyra ult. So I feel like I feel like SKT's got some pretty favorable lane matchups, but I feel like Rox Tigers has an easier win condition because Victor Caitlyn is just fantastic for sieging. If anybody tries to engage on them, they've got the Poppy disengage, they've got the Karma disengage, and then they've also got pretty good picked potential because Karma can, flash and use her snare. You've got the Elise cocoon. You can also use the Poppy ultimate just to knock somebody up momentarily. So yeah, this is gonna be interesting. I initially thought that SKT was going to get the better of the draft phase, but now that I'm looking at the actual team comps, I feel like Rox Tigers has got the better. As long as Smeb doesn't fall behind on the Poppy, I think they've got a really good shot actually to win this game one. And then it's really going to come down to whether Bang can hit a good arrow in the mid game. Now, I know some people probably forgot that Ashe got kind of nerfed a couple times before the Worlds patch. So her cooldown on her W is much higher now. I think it's like 8 seconds at rank 1. It used to be like 6 or 4. So that's going to reduce the harass from the Ashe a little bit more. And then, Zyra, of course, is known for being probably the highest damage support that's played competitively, except maybe for Brand. But she's just super squishy. So if she steps on a Caitlyn trap, or if she gets caught in a Karma W or something like that, it can be a very quick turn of events. That's interesting by Faker. Interesting room. This is very smart by Peanut. Alright, so they know that Peanut's there, so let's see what Banky does in response. It looks like he's just going to go for the invade. Nope, he doesn't even go for the invade. See, that's too late of an invade now from Banky. They're making it work though because Duke is pushed up, but that's really high risk. So ideally, if you're in a jungler and you want to invade, you want to be looking for when your lanes are pushed up the tower, right? Because if you've got the enemies under their tower, they're not going to want to leave their tower. Otherwise, they're going to lose all that CS. They're going to lose all that gold and experience to the tower. So that allows you to rotate faster to help your jungler out. You should never invade as a jungler if your lanes, your nearby lanes, are like forced under their tower. That's just asking to get collapsed upon and killed pretty easily. So. Peanut's pretty far behind right now. He went for that early gank and it kind of failed. Wow, this is really well played by SKT. They just know where Peanut is. They must have really studied his map movement because like every single time Peanut goes for something, they've got a ward down. That's just it's either lucky, just really really lucky, or they've been studying it. And with SKT being as good as they are, my guess is that they've studied this and they know Peanut's normal patterns. Now he's gonna come up here and there's gonna be a pink ward there, and he's not gonna be able to get anything. And now he's gonna get his raptors stolen, and there's nothing for him to steal on the top side of the map. Duke is level 6, so he can always just steal. He can use his ultimate. This is really forced, but I mean, they might be able to get the tower, but now they're going to probably get dove in bot lane. So this is a great counterplay from SKT, as they shove in mid lane, and now they're going to start rotating the bot lane. I'm actually surprised that Faker didn't make that rotation. Oh wow, Wolf got it. The Peanut's so far behind now. Yeah, they did a really good job neutralizing him, and now because he didn't get anything out of all those early gank attempts, you can see he's already down 20 CS. He's already down a pretty significant amount of experience. Not a full level yet, but close to a full level. Hmm. In mid lane, Faker's just absolutely dominating Koro right now. Over 20 CS up. Bot lane's even. And Smeb's got an advantage in top lane. Okay. So it's a pretty even game. The biggest difference right now is jungling. So it looks like SKT came in with a game plan. They were just gonna have Bangi power farm. They weren't gonna have him try and match the aggression of Peanut. And they just had very good warding patterns. Placed down. They assumed he was gonna start topside, and they just knew exactly when to ward each location. And yeah, now Bangi's got a pretty huge advantage over Peanut. And what that is going to allow them to do is it's going to allow Bangi to kind of invade at will. Um, and Peanut is going to be weaker in the 1v1. Especially since Faker's just continuously pushing and just forcing Kuro under tower. Yeah, like look at this vision. Like Peanut can't get anything. He can't get anything in bot lane. That was fantastic. That's why Faker is considered to be one of the best in the world right there. 1v3, and he still got out. He had to burn, his summoners, and he had to burn his ultimate, but he still got out. Most people would have died pretty much instantaneously. And he did burn the flash from Smeb. Wow, if SKT gets the first turret, and if it's mid turret, then that's huge. That's really, really huge. Oh, here comes the arrow. Yeah, it's a little ambitious. Oh, well done. Wow. Well played. Really well played. So that gets them back into the game. But even with those two kills, they're only even now. Yeah, so they go in for on Faker because I know he doesn't have any summoners. They know he doesn't have his ultimate. And you can see that Smeb held on to his ultimate until Olaf's ultimate ran out. So even though that was a great play, ooh, um, wow. Even though that was a great play by Rox Tigers and they went up 2 kills to 0, look at the gold. They're only even in gold, and they're about to lose their mid tower. So even though the people are like, oh wow, flashy play, it only gets them back to even again. And you can see that SKT is already starting to expand that gold lead again. It was even, now it's like a 300 to 400 gold lead. And now they're gonna get first tower. And it's solo gold on Faker. So you can see now, look at that, over 1,000 gold lead again. Ooh. Yeah, he's gone. However, they're giving up a lot of pressure in top lane. I can't tell how damaged the tower is. See, that's why you have to be really careful about clearing out pink boards. Tower's about a third health. Wow, look at that. The reason why Duke went aggressive there is because look at Smeb's mana pool. It's just really, really low. He also has jungle coverage from Bangi, so Yeah, he can continue to be aggressive. Yeah, Kuro really needs to push. He can't let Faker roam bot lane, because that's exactly what they're trying to do right now. They're just gonna... Yeah, he just disappears in the fog of war. He's gonna pick a blue buff, then he's gonna push again, then he's gonna rotate down to bot lane. They're gonna look for a 4-man dive, most likely. This is interesting. Kuro's going up to top lane. He's spotted out by a ward. See, I think that was a mistake from Faker. I don't know why he went top lane. He could have rotated to bot lane, and they could have forced Prey and Gorilla off the tower. Yeah, see, if Faker hadn't made that move up towards top lane, he would have been there like 5 to 10 seconds earlier, and they actually could have collapsed on that. Next Drake is Infernal, so there's definitely going to be a fight around that. Ooh. Both top laners have teleports, so they can definitely fight for this. Ash Arrow? Oh, well played. Well played by SKT. Huh. I want to see the replay on that. See how Faker was able to roam so much faster than Kuro. Yeah. Faker's just really outplaying Kuro right now. I think that's a huge issue. And then earlier game, it was obviously Peanut fell behind, but it looks like he's starting to catch up a little bit. But Kuro can't continue to let Faker roam like that. Alright, Peanut stole it. Really? They're going to try and go for a counter Baron? I think that's way too risky. Just get... Ooh, there we go. I think just get vision control. You don't want to actually go for Baron. You get vision control. You can push in top lane. Wow. Yeah, with these squishy supports, I expect to see quite a few support deaths this game. Wow, SKT just has amazing ward coverage right now. So another Infernal Drake is coming up. Rox Tigers already secured 2 of them. So actually, this next dragon is going to be very important for SKT. Because they don't want to go down 3-0 in Infernal Drakes against Rox Tigers. I like this push by Rox Tigers. They should be able to get it. Yep. Yep, rotate to bot lane. So I don't expect there to be that much action until the next Infernal Drake. The other thing is that these teams are good enough that uh, Baron is a possibility right now. So SKT has Baron control here now. Yeah, I don't think anything's going to happen until this next Infernal Drake comes up. They're going to play around Baron for a little bit, but I would say right about now, they need to start focusing on Dragon Vision. Infernal Drake's up in 30. Wow. So they really get Faker's Flash, okay. Duke is going up towards top lane. Yeah, the split push from Duke, they have to go for the dragon like right now, or they need to. Yeah, SKT is just gonna run away with things right now. They're threatening Baron, and Rox Tiger has no idea, and they're also getting the top tower. Oh, that was actually really great play by SKT. They knew that they had vision control, they knew they had vision denial, and they knew that Rox Tigers wanted to get that third Infernal Drake. So they were willing to trade that third Infernal Drake for the Baron, which is usually a good call. But if they can't get towers off this Baron play, the Dragon will be more useful in the long run. Because now it's up to 24% bonus AP and AD. I don't know why Smeb's mid lane right now. He's got to match up with Duke. Duke's taken 3 towers now in like the past 5 minutes. Hmm. I feel like Rox Tigers is being a little bit too passive right now. So Smeb being on Poppy is really starting to hurt Rox Tigers because SKT is playing this correctly. They're sending the Trundle to split push. The Trundle will pretty much always be able to beat the Poppy. The Poppy's not going to be able to kill him. because even if Poppy gets him low, he can just use his ultimate and just steal all of Poppy's stats. He can take towers faster than Poppy can. So it's a losing matchup. It's a losing split push for Rox Tigers. And then in the 4v4, I mean, Poppy is definitely a better team fighter, in my opinion. But, that relies on the teleport and things like that. Yeah, you can see. Yep. That might be an inhib. Alright, good QSS by Prey. So Bang hit his Ash Arrow onto Prey, and Prey immediately QSS'd. So I think that there's some serious mispositions by Smeb. There's definitely some huge misplays that allowed Duke to get 3 towers, allowed him to get the 2 top towers and then one of the bottom towers pretty much unanswered, and that was like a 3,000 gold swing by itself. And then on top of that, they also got the Baron, which is 1,500 gold, and then they also got the mid tower as well. So that accounted for most of this gold lead. So SKT, all they have to do is deny Baron Vision. Pretty much just bait it out, get a pick, get Baron, and they can win the game. Rox Tigers has a bit of a much harder road. They have to stall until pretty much the gold disadvantage doesn't mean anything. Wow, well played by Rox Tigers to realize that SKT had backed. That was very impressive. Yeah, this is going to allow Rox Tigers to stall out the game. Because once you get to like 5-6 items, like that gold advantage isn't going to matter. But the 3 Infernal Drakes is going to really matter, right? That's an extra 24% AP and AD. So that's like having a 7th item, essentially. Yeah, so that's going to be huge. So this is exactly what Rox needed to get back into the game. But if Rox is going to win the game, it's probably not going to be until like the 50-minute mark. It's going to be like one decisive team fight. Now that SKT lost the Baron, they really kind of just also have no choice but to just stall out and try not to give up as many towers. Because if multiple towers start dropping, then Rox Tigers is right back in this game. They get Bang moving up the top lane. They should be pushing pretty hard now. Oh! Yes. Okay. Perfect. This is exactly what Rox Tigers should have done. So they see that Bang goes top lane. They instantly push up mid lane very, very hard. They should be rotating to bot lane now. Should be able to get that tower relatively easily. They can push that up, get some damage on the inner tower. Oh, so the minions already killed it. Yep. Great gravity field. Allows them to get the inner turret in bot lane. And now we're down to... looks like 5,000 gold A little bit more than 5,000 gold difference. So let's take a look at item builds. Praise at 4 items. Well, 5 including the boots, I guess. Is the last thing he's probably going to complete is Mercurial. Kuro's almost done. I'm assuming his last item is going to be Death Cap. So we're almost getting to that point where where everybody's full build and the dragons are going to really start to matter. Yep. So this is exactly what you should do in your solo queue games, right? The common thing that people do is they go, "Oh my god, my ally, he's getting collapsed upon. Like 5 people are rotating up towards him." And they all try to run after the enemy team, but they're already behind the play. The correct thing to do is be like, oh, they're all running top lane. We're just going to run down mid lane and take their inhib. Yeah, that's not worth. Well done by SKT. So that's exactly what you want, right? You know, they might get a kill on the opposite side of the map, but you get an inhib turret. Inhib turret's way more important than getting 1 kill. So, yeah, that definitely was a win for SKT. It's always about trading objectives, right? You can't be strong everywhere on the map at the same time. You're going to have strong areas and weak areas. You have to play around your strong areas, avoid your weak areas, and understand when you're weak and not try to press an advantage. That's how a lot of people lose games is they try to fight when they are on a weak portion of the map for their team at that specific time. So Rox Tiger just wants to stall. Bengi gets it. That might be the game. See, but they didn't really need to even fight that. Like if SKT got the Elder Drag, they've got one they've got one dragon, right? So you know that the dragon's going to take quite a while to take. So if actually let me rewind a little bit. No, that's not where I wanted to be. So if we look at this, Duke gets the inhib. Okay. So they start setting up for the dragon. So they start it. Rox Tigers knows. I mean, whoops, didn't mean to do that. That's tough. That's a tough. I mean, I can understand why they made that call, but it's so risky because if you don't steal it with that smite, your chance of getting aced is really really high, and that's exactly what happened. And I was just talking about like trading objectives. There's actually a very good chance that they possibly could have gotten mid inhib pretty low, and they could have sent somebody to start pushing top lane, so they could have pushed up mid. When they heard that the dragon died, they know that they've got 15 seconds before SKT is able to make it up there. So if they can't take down the inhib, then they just rotate to top lane. They take that inner turret, they back off, they stall, and that way they trade the Elder Drake for at least 1 tower, possibly 2, and then you start trying to set up for Baron. I think like hindsight, of course, is 2020. Um, But I think that would have been a safer play. I don't know necessarily think. I'm not sure if that was actually the correct play, but it definitely would have been a safer play, and it definitely would have allowed Rox Tigers to stall out the game a little bit longer, which is what I think they wanted to do because they're still down. They were down like at least 4K towards the end of the game. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed that. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you like the content on the channel, please subscribe. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, definitely let me know. I'd love to have a conversation with you guys. But I hope you have a great day. This is Random signing off.